The curious case of pho to Chau 999. It was with an air of tempered anticipation that I did step into the humble establishment known as Pho to Chau 999, a place of warmth and promise, where the fragrant steam of simmering broths coiled through the air like whispers of comfort. But as with all things in this world, duality exists, and lurking beneath this veneer of culinary decency lay a darker truth, one that my less scrupulous self would come to relish in his grim observations. The meal commenced with the vegetarian egg rolls. Crisp and golden, their texture pleasing, their taste competent, not an opus of flavor, but not an offense to the senses either. A respectable 7/10 would note, ever the cynic merely scoffed, unimpressed yet begrudgingly accepting. Then came the vegetarian pho, an offering that promised warmth, yet delivered little more than standard sustenance. The broth was lacking, its depth of flavor as thin as the veil between civility and savagery. Worse still was the strange aftertaste, lingering, unsettling, an echo of something amiss. A 6/3. Inside my mind I twisted my lips in disgust. The shrimp pho followed, its noodles tender, well prepared, but cursed with that same peculiar bitterness that clung like an unwelcome specter. It was an enigma, palatable in form, yet flawed in spirit. A 6/10, however, I merely grinned. The rare steak pho was the final trial, and alas it faltered. The meat was of a quality he himself might have served to an unfortunate guest in his own dreadful abode. Chewy, lackluster, and wholly unbefitting the sacred bowl it occupied. A 6/5, shaking his head in disappointment, meanwhile sneered at the folly of hope. But lo, the gravest horror of all lay not within the bowl, nor upon the plate, but rather in the bathroom, an abyss of neglect, a relic of times long forgotten, its every detail an affront to cleanliness. It was a wretched 3/6, no broth, no seasoning, no kind word could redeem such an offense. And so, with dual minds and split tongues, I departed Pho to Chau 999, a place not without merit, but not without malice, a culinary striving for decency, forever shadowed by its own inevitability.